Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. As you can see, I am hanging out with Tigger today. Yesterday, we had a pretty fun day. I ended up taking Tigger into the reptile store that I got him from, and so that he could see the owner and some of the volunteers that worked with him a lot when he was there. They gained a really close personal relationship with him while he was there, and it was very bittersweet when I took him, because he's going to a great home, but that means he was leaving them, and they were pretty sad about it, even though they completely understood. So I just wanted to take him back and give them a chance to see him, especially one particular volunteer who really just fell in love with him, so much so that she's actually planning to get a tattoo of him on her leg. And I just know from seeing her interact with him and just like how much she loves him, and with her wanting to do that, yeah, what are you doing? Okay, I'll just keep talking. That she really did love him, and if she were in a better situation and could have actually taken him herself, she totally would have. But so she was very excited, very, very excited to be able to see him, and she got to spend a good couple of hours just like holding him and being with him. And I think that was really cool, and I felt super honored to be able to do that for her. So we had a really good day yesterday, and I just really enjoy hanging out with this guy, and it really just kind of got me thinking about how it is that I got here. If you have been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I've mentioned before that when I first got into snakes, I didn't have much options offered to me. There was mostly just like ball pythons and corn snakes, and that was really it. That before this was before king snakes and all these other colubrids became really well known in the hobby, and so I didn't have much options going for me. I know that when I was younger, I didn't have a big draw towards corn snakes, because I preferred larger snakes, longer snakes, bigger snakes, and corn snakes are great, but they just weren't really what I wanted in a snake, and I just wasn't drawn to it. And so, with them being the main representation of colubrids, I just found myself feeling like I was not a big colubrid fan. I just didn't. They all just seemed generally the same based off what I was seeing. Like the corn snakes and all the such. They all looked about the same, had the same general body shape, and it just really wasn't my big draw. So earlier in my years of keeping, I didn't have a big draw to colubrids, and I just didn't think they were the snake for me. There just didn't seem to be a big variety in them based off of what I was being exposed to. But here I am 10 plus years later, and I now know that there's a whole plethora of colubrids out there, many that I still don't even know about, but many that are really great beginner pets that I had not heard of when I was younger. So now that I am older and I've learned that there are so many more colubrids in the world, I went out and I actually started practicing, like really like studying all the colubrids that were out there. Not all of them, but I've gotten to see a lot more than I had exposed to me as a youth. And so now that I know that there are a lot more colubrids out there, I have a lot more respect for the family in general, or the species in general, and I don't have like a negative emotion towards them. And not that I had one before, I just wasn't really drawn to it. But now I have much larger appreciation for colubrids because I know that there are many, many species out there, this being one of them. And I gotta say that, once I got to experience a snake like this, and before I even got him, I've had other colubrids as well, but like with my bull snake and my corn snake that I have currently, like those are colubrids. And my first snake that I actually fell in love with was the bull snake, or gopher snake actually, and there was a colubrid. And so why I just didn't seem drawn to them, even though that was the very first snake that I actually owned and took care of and loved, I just wasn't drawn to them as a youth because there was very little exposure to me about the various different colubrids there are in the world. Just like there is a ball python for everybody out there are colubrids for everybody out there. And that doesn't mean you have to stick with just corn snakes or king snakes. There are so many different colubrids, and I've just been really blessed to have the opportunity to get exposed to a lovely large species of colubrid like this tiger rat snake right here. So I don't know. I've been hanging out with him a lot. It just got me thinking about the change of me as a keeper, and like where my passions have shifted. And once upon a time I was just all about the thicker, bigger bodied snakes, but now I have a larger appreciation for these sleek bodied colubrids. Do I see myself in the future owning more colubrids? I totally do. And I said, once upon a time, I only saw myself being a person who had a bigger body snakes like pythons and boas. But now that this shifted, I see a future where I have more colubrids in my life. Large, because there are large species of colubrids, and because I'm a big snake type of person, I'm not a big fan of like the smaller body colubrids. But like this colubrids that are like this, that are very long, even though they still have a thinner body, but they get really long. And this guy is just so active and so fun to hold. Like, he's a little bit of a hissy when you're first getting him out, but once he's out, he's just like, oh, he's just ready to go, go, go. He likes to be all up in your space. He likes to roam and adventure, and I just love him a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite snakes to hold. So yeah, I don't want to keep going on. I just wanted to share that. It was just something that I was thinking about, and like, we all grow in this hobby. We all grow and change and adjust the way we keep, adjust our passions. Sometimes some of the people start in with ball pythons, and end up changing their whole collection to being for boas, or vice versa, or some other animal. I really still enjoy variety in mine, so I don't ever see myself just being like, well, I'm going to get rid of all of my pythons and boas and keep colubrids, or I'm going to get rid of all my boas and keep pythons. I don't see myself doing that, because I do like variety. Where you going? Where you going? Hi. But yeah, I see myself having more colubrids in my life, now that my emotion towards them has shifted, and I now have much more respect for them as a species. So, anyway, that's all, you guys. You guys take care. Have a great day. Love yourselves. Love your loved ones. Love your reptiles. And you guys keep spreading those herbs.